Hi everybody, thanks for joining me. Welcome. I've got a question for you. Do you sometimes not really do what you really desire? Or sometimes do you not really express what you really would like to say? How does that make you feel inside? Sad? Frustrated? Angry? Well, these behaviours are examples of not honouring yourself. And this is the topic for the video today. I'm going to talk about how to honour yourself, why it's important to you, and more specifically, how you can actually do it in daily life. My name is Paul Stanton. I'm the founder of the Lighthouse for the Soul. Now, I shine light on people's journeys so they can see where they are in their life and they can see where they're going. This enables people to really connect deeply to themselves, to the wisdom, to their unique abilities, and share them with the world. So, this is a fifth video in the video on self-love, and as I said, today's topic is on honouring yourself. So let's start by actually talking about what does honouring yourself mean. So I would look at honouring yourself as meaning respecting yourself, seeing yourself as important, not from an ego perspective, but to know that you are special, like we all are special, and that you've got unique abilities and wisdom, awareness to share with the world. That's why you've come here. That's your purpose, to share. So we are all special, and it's about knowing inside you are special and actually respecting that. That's how I see honouring yourself. And in action, that means you express what you really feel you would like to say, and you really do what you really desire at a deep level from your soul's perspective. So another way of looking at that is, if you don't honour yourself, what would that be? Well, as I said at the start, it's about not saying what you really want to say. It's about not really following your desires. It's about having low self-worth. It's about sacrificing yourself in relationships. It's about working in a job that you don't really like. And the problem I've found is that many people do not actually honour themselves. And as a healing coach, I work with people from 50 countries, and I found a very common theme for a lot of people is they don't love themselves. They have low self-worth, they have low doubt, low confidence about their abilities. They tend to be very hard on themselves in life, tend to sacrifice themselves in a lot of relationships. And the issue generally that I've found with people is they have guilt. And a lot of this guilt comes from when they're a child. It comes from family cultures. You've got to do things in a certain way. I should do this, or I have to do that. It comes from religion, it comes from school. So really it's imposed on them a lot when they're a child, from their parents, from their whole living environment, that they have to do things in certain ways, and if they don't, they'll be punished. So this guilt that people hold tends to stop them having self-acceptance, and they feel they have to do things in a certain way. And when people grow up, from being a good little boy or girl when they're younger, when they become older, they become what I call a nice adult. Yeah? And they just become nice. And to me, it's not about being nice, it's about being who you are, it's about being authentic, which means being who your soul is and sharing your soul with the world. So, if honouring yourself is important, what effects does it have? Well, it stops you from creating your desires. Because if you feel you've got to do certain things in certain ways, like you've got to have a job and you've got to do your job in a certain way, you're not going to create your preferred lifestyle. You're going to have to do things in ways for other people. You become a people pleaser rather than pleasing yourself. It can affect your health. If you block your creative energy because of guilt, lack of self-acceptance, you tend to block your hip region. Yeah, that's where we tend to hold our creative energy. So I find a lot of people have blocked energy in their hips, reflecting this holding on to guilt. It can block your heart, because the effect of feeling guilty and not honouring yourself is feeling sad and angry because you're not really doing what you want to do. Also from frustration, which is really an energy we tend to hold in our throat chakra around communication, because we're not really expressing what we'd like to say, because we feel we've got to say things to please other people, and not expressing from our deep desires of our soul. So given these effects, why do people not honour themselves? Well, the common obstacle I've found, which I've briefly mentioned, is lack of self-acceptance. It's about this guilt, and they need to let go of this guilt and to know they can do it in their own way. And that's about having the courage to actually follow your desires and do things in your way, to honour your way of doing things. And you know that you can relate back to video 2 when I talked about the power animal and about getting that strength inside of you to have the courage to do what you really would like to do and to actually express what you'd really like to say. There's a lot of people who are looking for acceptance, to be accepted by other people in the consensus reality. But why would you want to be accepted in the consensus reality, which is based on mediocrity, about having a job, doing things in certain ways, and it's not really about following your dreams? So in a way, to honour yourself, it's about following your dreams. So can you relate to these problems, issues, obstacles in your life? Do you feel sad, angry quite often because you know deep inside you're not following your deepest desires and express your essence? Well guys, I've been there. I know what that's like. I sacrificed myself, I didn't honour myself, and I felt I had to do that to survive in this world. And you know, I was very sad, very angry. I wasn't really creating my desires. I went out and got a job, but I knew inside I wasn't really happy. And as I said before in the previous videos, 1996 was a turning point for my life, and I had a few major dramas all at the same time, and two of those I relate to today. And one was a relationship, a broken love affair, and I realised I was sacrificing myself in relationships to be loved, when I wasn't really honouring myself. You know, I thought I had to sacrifice myself for someone to love me, but that never worked. Yeah, and I was in a job. I was actually lecturing at university, and very successfully I won a national teaching award, but I wasn't really happy. And part of the reason was I was teaching in an economics department, and they like things being done in a certain way, a very conservative department, and I always get frustrated because I felt I was hitting my head against the wall because I was quite creative and wanted to do things in certain ways and really make it relevant to the students, and it was a really unpleasant work environment. So in 1996 the pain was too much for me, and I decided to jump out of this consensus reality of living other people's lives about the way things should be done, and I went on a journey myself, a healing journey, to find myself and to honour myself. And part of that is I became a healer. And when I actually started working with people and facilitating healing, I realised how powerful I was as a healer, and accessing my abilities and honouring how magical I was to actually be a medical intuitive and feel people's energies and be able to help them reconnect to who they are at a deep level and very quickly. And you know, the last 20 years as a healing coach, I've actually helped a lot of people from 50 countries reconnect to who they are and honour themselves. And some of those examples are like helping women who are being in abusive relationships and being too scared to leave. They weren't honouring themselves and helping them get into their power and honour who they were as a woman, and not to allow men to abuse them. And generally the men had addiction problems of alcohol and things, and anger. I've helped people with chronic illnesses, and probably there's one lady that'll be watching this who I helped in Peru with fibromyalgia, and a lot of people with chronic illnesses tend to have deep issues about self-love, and they don't honour themselves. They're usually very hard on themselves and usually sacrifice themselves to the world. And this creates chronic illnesses in their body because they're blocking their essence at such a deep level. So I helped a lot of people with chronic illnesses really reconnect to themselves and totally heal from their lack of self-love and to honour themselves in their life. I've helped a lot of kids because a lot of kids are very magical, find it hard to fit into the world, and I helped a lot of these kids Like me, I was very magical as a kid and didn't know how to fit into the world, into this consensus reality. Is I help a lot of magical kids who have control and power and help these kids really honour who they are and to really honour their magical abilities, to connect to energy and see the universe and have a multi-dimensional existence like I have. So I helped a lot of people honour themselves and reconnect. And the great news is you can too. Honouring yourself is about permission. And it's about giving yourself permission to be who you are. And permission is my play word for today. If you look at the word permission, it's per your mission. So it's actually living your life per the reason you came here. That's honouring yourself at the deepest level. And if you look at the word mission, me shone. It's like you shining. So permission becomes per me shone, allowing yourself to shine. That is the way you truly honour yourself, is to allow yourself to shine in the world, to know who you are, be who you are, and share it out to the world in a big, beautiful way, knowing how special you are inside, not better than other people from an ego perspective, but actually honouring who you are and what you've come to the planet for to help the world with. So, some tips today. I'm going to give you more than one tip today as a bonus. The first tip I'm going to give you is to identify your core values. What are your values that are really close to your heart as to how you want to live your life? I suggest you get a blank piece of paper right now after watching this video and write down 10 core values that you really are important to you and how you live. Like integrity is one for me. Respectability, reliability. I've just now created a recent Facebook, which would be great for you guys to join. And this Facebook site is for a group of people who want to really connect to their soul. I've called it the Lighthouse of Soul Awareness. Now, on this group, I've actually identified the core values that I would like this group to actually attain to so that as a group, we feel we can live these values. And of course, part of that is acceptability of who we are and respectability of other people. So identifying your core values is a very important way you can actually honour yourself. And then it is about not compromising to them in any way. As one of my good friends said from Canada, a guy called Greg, who was one of my clients, and I helped him become a practitioner. And I remember a comment he said once, and it's always stuck in my mind, and it's one of Greg's gifts for me, is he made this comment and he said, to honour yourself is to honour other people. So in other words, if you always honour yourself, you will always honour other people, even if they don't feel it might. You know, they think, oh, why have you done that to me? No, honour yourself and allow other people to respond or react in whatever way they choose. That's their journey. So to honour yourself is to honour other people. A very powerful comment. Thanks for that one, Greg. The second strategy I like to give you, quite often as part of honouring yourself, people are looking for certificates, which is about other people's standards. And what I suggest you do is have your own certificate. And what I suggest you do is draw up a beautiful certificate, get on the computer, beautiful graphics, and call it your certificate of authenticity. And it's saying like, I am the best me in the world because ... identifying your skills and your abilities. It's quite funny, I went to one sales job application with that. That was my CV. I didn't have a CV. I just gave the guy a copy of my certificate of authenticity. And the guy looked at it and he sort of laughed. And he said, this is an interesting CV. And I said, yeah, because I believe in myself. That's what I've got to offer you. I'm going to offer myself and my abilities. And I know I can help sell. That actually got me the job because he saw it so different and he saw that I believed in myself. So draw up your own certificate of authenticity, put it on your wall, carry it around with you. It's a very powerful way to actually acknowledge and honour yourself of who you are. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Now, for this next week, or forever really, go and honour yourself. Know your core values. feel inside of who you are, and every moment express who you are, what you really would like to say from your soul's perspective, not from an ego perspective, but from your soul's perspective, and really do what you desire. You know, you can identify the deepest desires you've got and go and follow them, pursue them. Like, I like to travel. I love to do that. So I do that. I give myself permission. I give myself permission to have fun. So permission is a powerful word that I'd like you to really focus on this week. Permission. Allowing yourself to shine. Have a great week, guys, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video on self-love.